Hello guys, in previous session we discussed anonymous classes versus lambda expression. So in this class I am going to explain how Java allows a default method and static methods in interface from Java 8 version onwards. What is the need of writing a default method and static methods in interface that I am going to explain in this session. Before going to let's uh, before going to next discussion, I just want to write here one Java file. So look at guys, this is my Java folder. I will create here one Java file that is a test. Suppose I think I created here already. This is my test 7. So look at guys. Okay. Okay. Test 7. Okay. Look at guys. Public class test 7. Okay, this is my Java file. Before going to example, I just want to explain some theory point about a default method. Before going to static method, we will discuss a default method, everything about a default method, what is the need of a default method, and all other points. Okay, just remember, default method is also called as a default method is also called as virtual extension method. Virtual extension method. Okay, method and defender method. Defender method. Okay, so it allows in interface from Java 8 version onwards. Java 8 version. Okay. So what is a default method? It is also called as a virtual extension and defender method and default method. There are three names. There are three names are available for a default method which we can write in an interface. Okay. Just remember, suppose tell me for one interface, suppose I write here one interface A, interface A, write here one method that is a public void m1. Okay, next I will write another method public void m2. Okay guys, so tell me for this interface how many implementation class we can write, how many implementation we can write. Okay, tell me, suppose I write here class demo implements A, then provide the implementation for m1 method and m2 method. Okay, add an implemented method. Okay, can I write another class for only this interface? Suppose class demo1 implements a interface. Okay, again we need to override that method. Yes or no guys, are you understanding? Yes, but tell me, suppose this is my 100 number class demo 100 implements A. So for demo 100 we can again implement. Yes or no guys, we can again implement that methods. Yes, so tell me guys, suppose for one interface we can write any number of implementation class, and in future suppose I add public void m3 method, then we need to override this method. We need to override this method also in each class. So for that is not possible, because suppose 100 classes are there, 1000 classes are there, and if we change any interface, suppose we write any method in future, then we need to override that method in all the classes. Yes or no guys, we need to provide the implementation for this method in all the classes. Are you understanding? For that Java people says no, just go for default method like m3 and whatever you want to place logic, whatever logic you want to place, then place here, then place here. It will automatically come with all the classes. It will automatically come with all the classes. Are you understanding, guys? Are you understanding? Without affecting implementation class, without affecting implementation classes, we can write a logic in default method with the interface. This is the default logic. So tell me, what is the real example in which API it is implemented? It is implemented. I think without this default method feature, we don't have other features, Java features like streams and any other Java features. Like it is all depend on this logic, this logic. Okay. Why I am saying this? Do you know the collection API? Do you know the collection API? In that collection API, one interface there is collection, which is implemented by array list, vector, stack, linked list, hash set, link hash set, or n number of classes. But there is only one interface, collection. Are you understanding? So we can write for one interface any number of implementation classes, and without affecting of implementation class logic, we need to write, or if you want to provide some logic, then we can write with the help of a default method without affecting implementation class. Suppose in future my requirements are changes, my requirement are changed, and I need to provide some logic, or I need to write another method, then how I can do that? With default method. So for that purpose only, Java allows a default method from Java 8 version onwards in interface. Are you understanding, guys? Do you have clear idea why Java allows a default method in an interface from Java 8 version onwards? Are you understanding? So look at, guys, we will see another example. Okay, this is my interface. Okay, I will write here system.out.println. This is my A interface M3 method. Okay. Suppose there is one class demo, or suppose this is only one class test implements A. Okay. Test 7 implements A. Can we override this method? Into a implementation class? That is my question. We can override, but we can't write default keyword. Just look at, guys, public void m3 system.out.println. This is my overridden version of m3 method. Okay. So how to call this method? Just create object for test 7 t equal to new test 7. Yes or no? So how to call this method m3? Just look at, guys, we will get this is my overridden version of a m3 method. Yes or no? Are you understanding, guys? Just look at test 7. Okay, it will take some time. Okay, I will again run Java. This is my overridden version of a m3 method. Yes, we can override, but remember this point: we can't write default keyword as it is here. Why? Because in classes, default keyword is not allowed. When we override the default method from interface, we need to remember this point. We can't write default modifier. Here. Yes, because when we can't write anything in class, then it is a by default. And this default keyword we are writing to tell to compiler it is a default. It is a default method. Yes or no? But here we don't need to write here default. If we write, then immediately we will get error. We will get error. Just look at guys. Default methods are allowed only in interface, but we can't write in a classes. Remember this point. Public. Okay. So this is one example. Suppose I write here another example. Another example, like there is a one method. Do you know hashcode method, which is available in the object class? Which is available in the object class. If I try to override this method, public int hashcode. Okay. Then tell me, is it possible? Int 12. Sorry, return not int, return 12. Okay. Is it possible? No. A default method cannot override a method from java.lang.py object. Whatever method present in the object class, we can't override that. Why? Because that is a by default available to test7 class. Test7 is a child of object class. Yes or no? Then by default that is available. Then there is a no need to override that hashcode methods or any other object class methods. Are you understanding, guys? That's why Java won't support to override the object class methods in interfaces. Are you understanding, guys? Are you understanding? So that is another point. Okay. Suppose this is my default void m3 method. Okay. Suppose I create here one interface B, then default void m3 system.out.println. This is my B interface m3 method. This is my B interface m3 method. Okay. Then tell me guys, how to call these methods. Okay. This is my overridden version of a m3 method. Yes or no? So suppose I override, but I need to call this method, or I want to call this method or this method. Then tell me how to call this method. Just write here a dot super dot m3 method. Then it is coming from the m3 a interface. It is coming from the a interface of a m3 method. Okay, look at, guys. Just look at. Yes, this is my a interface m3 method. Okay. Suppose I write here a dot super b dot super dot m3. Then look at, guys. Look at. So why we are getting error here? Okay. B dot super dot m3. So tell me, guys, why it is not accessible? Tell me. Because we implemented only one interface. Or it is not finding, compiler is not finding the scope of m3 method. Compiler is not finding a scope of a m3 method that is available in the B interface. That's why we are getting error here. So we need to write here again B interface. Then tell me, error is gone or not? Okay. Just look at, guys. This is a B interface m3 method. Just look at. This is the B interface m3 method. Are you understanding, guys? So this is a best example how to call the each interface method. Okay. So do you know Java won't support the Java won't support Java won't support multiple inheritance. Java don't support the multiple inheritance. Then tell me how to. Suppose I write here one class like a class A. It contain one method, that is a public void m1 method, m1 method. Class B, public void m1 method, m1 method extends extends a comma b, okay. Tell me guys, when we write here test 7 t equal to new test 7, just look at t dot m1, immediately I will get error here. Yes or no guys? It is expecting it don't have class body. It don't have class body. Then tell me why it is happening. Because compiler is confused. When you call this m1 method, it is belong from A class or B class. It is belong from A class or B class. That I am confused. Compiler is saying I am confused here. m1 method is coming from A class or B class. That's why we are getting error here. Multiple inheritance is not possible with respect to class. But unfortunately, people say interface is coming. Interface concept is came for the achieving the multiple inheritance, but that is a wrong statement. Interface is mainly came for the achieving a loose coupling, not for a multiple inheritance only. We can achieve multiple inheritance with the help of an interface. But tell me guys, here is a body, but interface contain only a abstract methods. Then if you implement this interface, two interfaces, then how we can say interface is coming for only a interface is coming for multiple inheritance to solve the problem of a multiple inheritance? No, that is a wrong statement. Interface is came for achieving a loose coupling. Okay. So then my question is, how Python is solving this problem? Because Python support a multiple inheritance. Multiple inheritance. Then how Python is solved this problem? So that I want to show. I will create here one Python file in Java folder only. Don't test.py. Look at guys. Suppose I create here. Okay, this is my Python extension. Okay, don't worry. There is no need to download. So how to? Suppose this is class A. Here I will write def m1, print. This is A class m1 method. Okay. A class m1 method. Okay. You need to pass here self, because it is not expecting any parameter. Okay, self. Okay, look at guys. If I write here class B, then def m1 only, self print. This is B class m1 method. Okay. Then tell me guys, we need to achieve multiple inheritance. Then how to achieve? This is a syntax. because C is a class which is having a two parents A and B, which is having a two parents A and B. Then how to call this M1 method? How to call this M1 method? Just create an object. Just create an object for I will not pass. I will not write any logic in C class. That's why pass keyword. Okay. How to call this M1 method? How to call this M1 method? Just create object for C class. Okay. C dot M1. Okay. Look at guys. Not semicolon here. Okay. Look at this. Definitely we will get it's a class M1 method. How it is how it is giving a output that I want to show you. I think Python is not running in my okay. Look at guys. If I will go directly online compiler, I will go directly online compiler. Python is not installed in my system. That's why. Okay. Python online compiler. When I run this is the A class M1 method, it will print. This is the A class M1 method. Why it is printing? Because before we write first we write A class. That's why we are getting here. This is the A class M1 method. Suppose I write B, then after that A, then immediately we will get output. This is a B class M1 method. Look at guys. Look at how Python is solving the multiple inheritance problem. This is a B class M1 method. This is a B class M1 method. Are you understanding, guys? Are you understanding? Okay. So we seen how to solve multiple inheritance problem in Python. Okay. 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 Next point. Next point is static method. We discussed everything about a default method, I think. So we will discuss now a static method. We will discuss now static methods. Okay. Do you know, guys, in Java, which has a more cost, like a class or interface? Class is a very cost. Class is a very costly, but interface is very cheap. Why I am saying that? Because when we write a class, then it contains static block, instance block, constructor, everything. But interface is a very low level price. We can say like that, cheap. But it does not contain any constructor. We can't create object for an interface. That's why it is a very cheap. Okay. If everything is a static, if everything is a static in a class, then tell me what is the need of writing a static methods in a class? Yes or no? Because everything is static, then directly go through this interface. Why? We need to write a class and all other object creation or everything. Yes or no, guys? Just go to interface and write their static methods. That is the simple rule of a Java. If everything is a static in a class, then there is no need to go through class. Yes or no? So that's why Java allows static methods from Java 8 version onwards. Static methods we can write in interface from Java 8 version. Okay. Do you know there is a one more concept from Java 9? We can write private methods, private methods also in interface, but that we will not discuss in this session because it is a Java series. It is a Java series. That's why. Okay. When we declare any interface, then tell me interface suppose A, then if I write here public void m1, then it is a by default a public abstract, yes or no, whether we declare or not, yes or no. Suppose I write here one variable like int x equal to 12, then it is a public static final, by default public static final, yes or no. But with respect to method in Java 8 version, there is an enhancement. We can write a default method and static methods from Java 8 version onwards. But there is no enhancement with respect to variables in interface in Java 8 version. Okay, that is the point that I wanted to explain. Okay, look at this is my interface public static m1. This is static method from interface m1. Okay. Okay, look at guys. How to call this method? That I want to show you. Implements A. Okay. How to call this method? Okay. We need to create an object test 7t equal to new test. Then tell me which is a valid way to call this method. Suppose I create here t dot m1. Is it valid? No, it is not valid way. It is not a valid way to call this m1 method. Okay. T dot or suppose test 7 dot m1. Then is it valid? No, it is not valid. Then tell me which is a valid way. There is only one valid way to call this m1 method, that is a dot m1. Okay, look at guys. These two are not a valid way to call this. Can we create or can we call directly? No, it is not a valid way. So there is only one valid way to call the interface static method, which is m1. Can we override this method? Okay, just tell me guys. A dot m1. I want to show you. Okay, look at guys. This is the static method from a interface m1. Interface A. Okay. Interface A. Look at. This is the static method from interface A. Okay. Suppose I want to override this static method. Can we override public static void m1? Can you override? Tell me guys. System dot out dot. This is m1 from test 7. Okay. How to call this method? Test 7 t equal to new test. T dot m1. Do you know guys? This is not an override method. This is the not overriding version of this m1 method. It is completely different. It's a different method. Static method can't be directly available to the child classes or implementation classes. Are you understanding? That's why we are not getting here add unimplemented method suggestion. So static methods is only applicable for only a interface. We can write that methods into only interface. Are you understanding? So tell me, if interface contains static method is a valid, then suppose I create here one interface, that is the interface 8 interface demo dot java. Tell me, this is my interface, public class interface. Public interface demo. Okay, this is my interface. Okay, can I write here main method? Yes, system.out.println, and this is main method from interface. Is it valid? Yes, it is a valid, because we can write a static method and main method is also static. That's why it is a valid. Just look at, guys. This is the main method from interface. So this is all about static methods and default method from Java 8. Okay. So we can write default method and static methods from Java 8 version onwards. So what is the need of a default method? Writing in an interface. What is the need of a static method? Writing in an interface. That we discuss everything about default and static methods in interface. Okay. So in next class, we are going to discuss some predefined functional interface or some more interesting topics. Just thank you for everyone to watching this lecture. So thanks for watching. Bye bye, guys.